Let's get started, right, Jeff?
That's right. Let's get
All
started.
right. So, welcome to Kinetic. This is our Knode's first product showcase launch event. Super excited to be hosting this with Jeff. My name is Ali. I am one of the co-founders and CEO. I'm blown away by the number of people that are here with us today. As I'm talking, I can see more and more people filtering in. I mean, it's a pretty startling number of folks we have with us. Look, we are so grateful for all the support. What we're trying to do here at Knowde is really hard. I mean, we have an ambitious vision to bring an entire industry into the digital age. And this is not for the faint of heart, but it's this kind of support that, gives us the energy to keep pressing forward. By the way, the name Kinetic, it means applying energy to create forward motion. So it's certainly very fitting. Okay, so for those that may not know, this is why we created Knowde. Our industry is moving online faster than ever before. The pandemic is certainly accelerating everything. This movement online, it inevitably creates opportunities for new business models. This is exactly what has happened in every industry on earth, and ours is certainly no different. And thus enter Knowde. Customers want a great digital experience, and we're here to help suppliers give their customers that exact experience that they're looking for. Think of us kind of like a shopping mall or a trade show that is online. This is a new way for buyers and sellers to connect. It gives buyers, which is the R&D and procurement community, the convenience of a one-stop shop, one website, Knowde, to be able to find everything they're looking for. And it gives sellers additional reach and a whole new set of tools. By the way, I said this is a new business model. That's not entirely true. This model has been around for a very long time in our consumer lives, but now we're bringing it to our industry. Okay, so as we're building this shopping mall, this is the problem we're trying to solve. The way that R&D and procurement teams search, discover, learn, request samples, request quotes, communicate with their suppliers, and so on, is frankly kind of done in an old school way. For those that have been in the industry a long time, it may feel normal, but for the rest of the world, they've kind of evolved past the way that we do things today. And our objective at Knowde is to make the whole discovery, search, communication process much, much easier than it is today. There's lots and lots of suppliers that agree with our mission. They've joined us on Knowde. Ever since the day we launched up till now, we're adding suppliers really, really quickly. They're opening new storefronts on Knowde. We have thousands of suppliers now on our platform. We're adding somewhere around 2 to 3 new suppliers every day. Like I said, we're certainly taken back by the support that you guys have been giving us. And same thing on the procurement and R&D side. You guys are also certainly believing in what we're doing. And as you can tell by these numbers, you're joining us also very, very quickly. Okay, so let's get on with the new features. Jeff, next slide. We're obviously a software company. We develop software really, really fast. I mean, we have a world-class product and engineering team. From our perspective, nobody can keep up with the pace in which we're developing this platform. Literally nobody. This right here is just a small list of the features that we've developed recently, some of which are for suppliers and some of which are for their customers. We're going to go through some of them in this launch event. Jeff's not going to be able to hit every single feature, but we'll hit some of the key ones. And then I'll circle back after Jeff gives the demo to talk about where we're going to be going next.
Great. Thanks, Ali. So thanks again. Welcome, everybody. Really appreciate you're here. What I thought I'd do, rather than just showing you a list of features, is that I want to tell you a little bit of a story about how users use Knowde. Now, as you know, Knowde is a marketplace. And one of the foundational principles of a marketplace is that there are suppliers, people that have goods and services to make available and sell. And there are buyers, people that are interested in those goods and services. And many of those come together and form the marketplace. And so what I thought I would do is begin by telling you the story of Knowde at a very high level from the buyer's perspective, and then switch the tables and talk about how the supplier sees some of these same interactions and show you all the new tools that we've built to manage those interactions. All right, so we've got our first example here. We've got our example buyer. This is Betty Buyer, and she works for a plastics manufacturer. And she's coming to Knowde because she knows that she wants to start formulating her lines of high-density polyethylene bottles with post-consumer recycled resins. And she loves the fact that when she comes to Knowde, it's like a shopping mall. She can dive into that shopping mall, she can walk that center concourse, and she can glance at all of the different products that are all grouped and categorized using the terminology that she is used to working in her industry. Now, she can go to printing and packaging, and she can dive into rigid packaging materials, or she can change the context and go into our technologies menu. And the way that I think about technologies, it's like the verb. It's what do these chemistries actually do? How do they function in a manufacturing process or a formulation? She could explore composite materials. She could explore, of course, the plastics, and we'll get back to that in a second. She can also look at all of the producers that we have on Knowde. We have over 5,000 today, and it's growing, as Ali said, daily. She can find the producers that she's hasn't had experiences with. She can find producers that are specific to printing and packaging. She can find a producer that she has an existing relationship with. And then a new feature, something that we've just added, is our sustainability menu. So if she's looking for something within the world of sustainability, she could, as an example, go to the sustainability menu. She could choose packaging and plastics. She could zero in on post-consumer containing plastics and dive straight into the experience. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you a slightly different story about Betty's experience. I'm going to tell you the story of telescoping, where she starts at the very top of the funnel and works her way down. So what Betty does is she starts over here in technologies, and she goes to the plastics menu, and she knows that because she's working in HDPE, she's working in the space of polyolefins. And the first thing she does is she notices, wow, there's over 6,000 results here. That's way too many for me to digest. And so she starts refining her search. And she starts by choosing the polymer that she's particularly focused on, which is HDPE. And then she knows from her manufacturing process that she needs something that works in injection molding. And already she's gone from over 6,000 results down to 391, and she's limiting that result set. But she wants to go even further. And one of the new features that our team has just launched allows her to do that. So in this case, she knows that there are specific technical property ranges that she needs to satisfy for her manufacturing process. And in this case, she wants to find HDPE that has a density between 900 and 960 kilograms per cubic meter. And so she's able to dial that in with our new range filters. And instantly, she's able to get that result set down to 162. She's going to go even further because she knows from her manufacturing process, based on her molds that she's using, is that she needs products that have a melt flow index between 19 and 20 grams per 10 minutes. And so she dials that in as well. And now she's down to 6 products. This is a manageable set. And so she's able to start doing her comparative analysis and look for the signals that she needs to satisfy her specific specification. In this case, and we talked about this earlier, she needs something that is post-consumer recycled. And so she goes to our menus, she chooses labeling claims, she finds products that contain PCR resin, she applies that filter, And now we're down to one single result that she can manage. And this result for this demo is a fictitious product that we've created specifically to demonstrate this. So what does she do? She's in the shopping mall. She's walked down the center concourse. She's turned the corner and gone into a specific store, and she's found a product that interests her. And so what does she do? She clicks on that product and she goes to that product page. And now she's in this supplier's storefront. And this is a fictional supplier that we've created called Your Chemco. And here she can look at the product page. She can look at the applications and uses. She can look at the even more detailed technical properties to make sure that this product meets her expectations. Once she has qualified that product, she's got a couple of pathways that she can choose. She can request additional documentation for this product, or, and what I'm going to show you now, a new feature that we've just added, or a refinement of an existing feature, is our new sample request forms. So we process tens of thousands of sample requests, and we get a lot of great feedback from our customers that our sample fulfillment process is better than anything else that they can get on the net. We're really excited about that. And what we've done from all the learning and processing those is we've refined the sample request form to make it extremely easy for our buyers to complete it, but still providing all of the information that our suppliers need to process and fulfill these. So Betty goes here, she chooses what her expected annual volume is. She tells the supplier when she plans to purchase. She maps this to a specific market, and she explains how she's going to use this. She clicks next. All of this information about the delivery is auto-fulfilled from her profile, so she doesn't have to do anything here. She clicks next again, and now that sample has been sent into the wild. She's able to do a quick review of that sample request, and when she has confirmed that meets her expectations, she can close that and continue on her way. What she might have also done is she might have gone and talked to one of the experts. So these are all of the experts that represent Your Chemco. These are the salespeople. They're standing by and ready to answer any questions that your customer has. And this is another new feature that we've added. We've recently dramatically improved our messaging system. Here in our messenger, a customer can go and find and connect with any producer within the marketplace, over 5,000 producers. They can now save their conversations and pick those conversations up. And they can also favorite specific technical representatives or any of the other customer service representatives represented in the marketplace right here. So all of her favorite people that she wants to chat with, she has them right at the ready, and she's able to communicate with them instantly. All right, so that gives you a very fast overview of some of the new features we've created for the buyer experience. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch over to the seller experience. So I'm going to reduce this and go to the seller experience. And I'm going to introduce you to Bobby Tucker. So Bobby Tucker, he manages Your Chemco. He's the storefront manager for Your Chemco. And as we've talked about earlier, Knowde is a marketplace. It's a shopping mall for chemistry. It's a federation of independently owned and managed storefronts. And you can find all of these storefronts on Knowde. You can go to the DuPont storefront as an example. If you choose to, you can go to the Givaudan storefront. There are many, many storefronts, but Bobby has his own storefront. And so we're going to go there. So this is Bobby's fictitious storefront. Here he's able to manage all of the content that his customers see. And our customers love the consistency of how these storefronts are able to provide a consistent navigation experience while still allowing each of the producers to brand their storefront independently. Customers can come in and dive in and look at all the products that the storefront has for sale. They can explore all the brands. They can have at their fingertips all of the documents. They can find the various document types, the TDSs. What this does is it gives our customers, gives Bobby's customers, the ability to clearly understand what his product offerings are so that they can make very quick decisions and do very quick comparative analysis. But one of the questions that we've gotten from our suppliers is, well, how do I know that my storefront is ready? How do I know that my storefront has all the content that it needs to really engage buyers? And so one of the new features that we've just released is the storefront dashboard. And what this is it's your home base as a supplier for managing your storefront. Here you can see all of your company response times. You can see how you're doing around your response times with document requests, how you're doing and how it compares to other competitors in your same market. In this example, you can see that Bobby's team isn't doing quite as well on his document requests, but he's doing extremely well on his RFQs. You can see all the most recent leads that have been coming into the storefront. We can actually see Betty Buyer just showed up here from her sample request. That created a lead within Bobby's storefront. He can visualize his sales pipeline, and he can manage and nurture these customers through the standard sales pipeline from awareness and visiting all the way through to customers. And then he can get some data points about how his storefront is performing around what the top search terms are, what the most viewed products are, what the most viewed documents are. And within and embedded into this dashboard, this home base, he's able to see his storefront completeness score. So you can see from this example, his completeness score is only 48%. His individual profile is finished. He's got 100% profile, but his storefront isn't quite ready. This is another new feature that we've added. So along with the storefront dashboard, we've added a completeness scoring system. And you can see that that score follows Bobby through his experience. So if he wants to complete his storefront and have it ready for business, one of the things that he wants to do is improve the branding. And another new feature that we've added is we've dramatically enhanced the storefront editor. So Bobby can go to his storefront. He can change any of the text on his storefront instantly, and it'll show up instantly. He can preview those changes before he saves them. In addition to that, he can manage his storefront imagery. And the way that we see customers using this is as the cyclical nature of their businesses change, and as they want to profile and feature different technologies or different markets, they can go here to let's say the sidebar imagery, and they can choose from one of the curated list of Knowde's images for each of the markets. So Knowde's digital team, led by our creative director, they curate all of these images so that Bobby can choose the images that makes the most sense for his, his current go-to-market. And he can preview those images or he can save them instantly. And so in this case, what we'll do is we'll choose a couple of images and then just make a couple of quick changes to Bobby's storefront. Go live with those, and then Bobby can see those, and so can his customers instantly appear. But what we've gotten is within the storefront, as you navigate through and you see the storefront's markets, all the markets that they serve, you see all of the technologies that are served by the storefront, you also see the products that are featured. And we've gotten a lot of requests from customers for managing these a little bit more directly. And so another new feature that we've added recently is the ability to feature products right on the homepage. And it's super simple. All you do is you find the product that you want to feature. And so in this case, what we'll do is we'll find the HDPE plastic that Betty was looking at earlier. You click Edit Product. You just scroll down here and you toggle on the including, this is a featured product. You hit Save. And now when I go back to this, you'll notice that this product is now featured on the storefront. So what do these tools do? It gives Bobby the control that he needs to manage certain aspects of how his storefront appears to the customers. He gives him the ability to test those hypotheses around which products, which technologies draw the most customer engagement. It puts Bobby in control of the brand presence and value prop of his storefront. Right? What we're going to do now is we're going to go a little behind the scenes. We're going to switch down to the account manager view of Bobby's storefront, and I'll show you a couple of other features that we've added. So we remembered from earlier that Betty placed a sample request, and Betty placed that sample request on this storefront. And here is that sample request. What Bobby can do is he can manage these sample requests as the storefront manager. He can change the status of them as they go through the fulfillment flow. Betty will then get a notification that all of these statuses have changed, and Bobby can manage all of these sample requests one by one. He can also manage all and any of the document requests and any of the questions that have come up. And what this does is it gives our suppliers the ability to manage all of these individual requests very efficiently and get a lot of visibility into the process of fulfilling them. But what I think is more important than managing these is how does he manage the relationship that he has with these customers? And for that, what we've done is we've dramatically improved our lead management tool recently. So you're going to see some new features in the lead management system as well. Here within our lead management system, you can sort and group this list. You can see all of the lead scores, and you can choose which of these customers to engage with, based on how close they are in the funnel. In this case, what we'll do is we'll pull up one of the leads that was just created from the interaction of Betty requesting the sample. And here we can see that Betty is in the food and ingredients. This is actually for an earlier sample request that she made for food. We can see that she also works in the printing and packaging market. We can add any detailed notes to a project that Betty might be working on. We can see the progression of this lead as it goes through the marketing qualification process. But what's super powerful is that we can see her entire buyer journey. From the moment that she first encountered your storefront, all the interactions that she went through, the questions that she asks, the pages that she visited, you get a 360-degree view of Betty's experience on Knowde as it relates to your storefront. And you can also see all the other leads that Betty is a part of. So what you can do from this is you can message Betty directly. And you can reach out to her and you can see how she's doing. And what will happen is that Bobby will see the sample requests. Betty will see the messages that have just come in. Betty will be able to have a conversation with Bobby. And this is just the very beginning of something that Ali's going to talk about in a few minutes. There's one other feature that I want to show you, which is the ability to assign these leads to your staff. So you can easily assign these leads. In this case, I'm going to assign it to James Williams. But what happens when all of the leads or all of the sample and document requests want to be assigned to the same person? Why would we want Bobby to go in here and manage this individual? Or we probably won't. So what we've done is we've enhanced our assignment rules engine. And what this does is it allows the storefront manager to come in and say, well, for all of the plastics leads, I want, if those plastic leads apply to the brand of plastic products that I sell, I want all of those leads to automatically be assigned to James. And I want to feature James on those pages so that customers are encouraged to message him directly. And I can create a series of these business rules, these assignment rules, to route the document requests, the sample requests, and all of the leads automagically so that Bobby, the storefront manager, doesn't have to do this individually. All right. So I talked a little bit earlier about the messaging application. I talked about how right from the lead, the person who's responsible for this can message the buyer and have a conversation and make sure that the buyer is satisfied and has everything they need. What you're going to see coming up in the future, though, supercharges this dramatically. That's the end of my demo, and I'm going to hand it back over to Ali to bring us home.
Jeff obviously just threw a lot of new features at you guys. We've built a lot in the last 3 months, but this is just the start. There's a lot more coming. I don't know if you guys caught it, but one of the last things Jeff showed was a messenger system that helps suppliers connect with their customers when they're in the storefront. Even though we're all about digital here at Knowde, we still believe that relationships in this industry are so important. But we see that the way that these relationships are going to get nurtured in the future to be a little bit different. We think that they can be nurtured online through messaging, through chat, through voice, through video. We're going to take what you just saw which is really just messaging, and completely blow it out over the next several months. Like something you've never seen before. I mean, the next time we get together, you're gonna see a demo of this set of features, and be clamoring to learn more. Beyond just the way that we're going to nurture relationships, we're also going to be spending a lot more time on all things commerce. We're going to be building out this experience a lot. We've got a lot of suppliers today that are using this feature set. But the place that we're taking it next, we think it's going to accelerate adoption tremendously. I'm actually not going to spend too much time talking about commerce right now, just because I think it's going to be so good. I mean, it's almost not worth going into right now, just because I want to kind of hold it back and show you guys, how we're thinking about this in a few months in the next Kinetic event. But just know that online commerce is coming to our industry in a real way. Okay, so we certainly wanted to, hold back a little bit of time for questions. I saw a couple come through the chat and a lot more come through the Q&A panel, and some come through our landing page. Jeff, what do you think? Should we take one or two?
Yeah. So we try to keep this first one short, and we also want to just get feedback. There's people that you can talk to if you want to schedule individual demos. But if you guys are willing to hang out a little bit longer, we'd love to take some questions and answer anything that comes up.
Cool. So the first one that I see, actually, team, can you just pick one and maybe just highlight it for me? Okay, here we go. Okay, the question is, we're in the nutrition market. Can I list our products for sale on Knowde? I love that one. Great question. That's a gimme. Absolutely. I mean, please reach out to our team. We're launching commerce in the storefronts pretty quickly. You can email me if you like as well. We'll throw up our emails if it's not in this presentation in the chat at the end. Lots of suppliers joined us pretty early on just for lead generation purposes, and now they're all coming back and saying, okay, well, great, you've helped us find new customers and all of that sort of thing, but now how do we sort of get to the transaction? And so that's that's obviously something that we love, and we're going to be spending a lot more time on. Hey, Knowde team, this looks amazing. Are your best customers starting to do more inside sales? Yeah. So we think this is one of the big missed opportunities in our industry, where customers want the responsiveness, they want answers immediately. And when they have a sales or technical question, they want to be able to reach out to the right expert and get their question solved so they can get back to what they were doing. And in today's world, that can be really challenging, navigating big orgs and trying to find the right person to talk to. And so the idea of us enabling inside sales and really just supercharging inside sales by giving them all the tools they need within the storefront to be able to have great interactions or timely interactions with your customers is something that we're going to be spending a lot more time on. You'll actually that's pretty much what I was referring to when we were talking about messaging and live conversations. Jeff, what do you think? Should we take one or two more?
Yeah, definitely.
Let's see. I'll take the last one that I just saw come in. Does your system support, does your system connect to suppliers ERP to handle fulfillment? We certainly have integrated with ERP in order to support all things, purchase orders. That provides customers with a much more consumer-like e-commerce feel, so they can get a little bit more transparency into what's happening as the order is going through the commitment and fulfillment process. And we'd love to talk to you more about that. Okay, great. It sounds like that. We get to that. There's a bunch more questions. There's like 40 or 50 questions sitting in front of me. Team, unless you guys want to, highlight one that you want me to talk to. I mean, we're already 1 minute over. Let's wrap up. Look, we have an ambitious vision here at Knowde. Thank you for being users. Thank you for being customers. We're developing what we think is the platform of the future. Every time that you visit Knowde, we want you to experience a new feature that makes you smile. Just wait until you see what we create next. And with that, we're out. See you in 3 months.
Mic drop.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.